Have you ever stumbled across a YouTube channel that feels too real, so raw and unfiltered that you can almost sense that there's more going on than what's shown? That's what happens when you land on Midlife Stockman. On the surface, it's just a man cleaning abandoned lots and helping strangers. But behind those wide shots of overgrown lawns and heartfelt music lies a story that's darker, heavier, and more complicated than anyone imagined. In this video, we're going to peel back that picture-perfect grit and reveal the one thing about Shawn Stockman, the man behind it all, that most people have completely missed. Shawn Stockman used to edit video for a living, inside corporate walls, wearing shoes that fit but didn't let him walk his whole truth. Then one day, the abandoned preschool caught his eye. It was overrun, paint peeling, vines strangling walls, nature reclaiming when humans had forgotten. He grabbed his tools and did the work. He recorded the change. But what people don't always get, he also carried anxiety with him every time he stepped onto those properties. What if the structure collapsed? What if someone was already hurt and no one knew? That worry turned real once. In a video, he climbed into a fallen building to cut back a collapsing roof, stepping carefully because each board creaked like a warning. There was a moment when the ceiling sagged with dust, nails skewed. Shawn looked up. Silence. He turned away and pulled the binding spell, his team back. That day, his heart pounded, not because of the camera, but because he realized how close he was to disaster. He later said, "I shouldn't have been there." And for days, he carried that guilt. Then there are the tools, his backbone. He's had entire equipment sets stolen more than once. It's more than just the money. It's the schedule that gets thrown off and the trust's broken. The frustration of telling someone you'll be there, then arriving and being out of tools. One theft was especially brutal. Gas cans siphoned, chainsaws vanished, and cords stripped. Shawn walked the lot, hands on knees, muttering, "All this just so someone else can have what I depend on." His voice cracked. He had to pause the video to gather resolve. That's a loss. People online whisper about these moments. Some say Shawn staged them for sympathy or clicks. Others say he uses dramatic titles to fake tragedies. But what we found instead is a man who does not hide the holes in his shoes. He shows the theft, sorrow, and then rebuilds, often with zero glam, sometimes with tears. There is also real heartbreak among the people he helps. Neighbors who can't afford to fix broken windows, elderly folks too weak to drag debris, disabled people whose homes fill with mold because no one cleaned out the gutters for years. One particular story, a woman who was 78 lived alone, her house almost swallowed by weeds and roof leaking every time it rained. She told stories of nights lying awake, water dripping, ceiling boards collapsing. Shawn arrived. He patched her roof, cleaned the yard, helped her inside in darkness, sometimes with only a flashlight. She wept, and he wept silently as well. That video got shared a lot, but what people didn't share openly was that Shawn said afterward he couldn't stop thinking, what if I didn't get there in time? What if she caught pneumonia because of that leak? What if the weakened structure failed and someone got hurt? About his personal life, Shawn's marriage shows up in anniversary posts, quiet moments behind the camera, occasional mention of my wife Tessa. But in the most recent uploads, her face appears less, sometimes only in photos and sometimes just voiceover. That absence lit the rumor fire. After all, when someone disappears from a consistent public place, people assume the worst. Some videos' titles lean dangerously close to implying she's no longer there, without saying it. It's a whisper of tragedy without confirmation, and people fill the silence with their own scary stories. Shawn once addressed it in a live session. "Tessa is okay and we still are together. I just don't always show everything." But fans said that sounded forced, like damage control. Others believed it, but the ambiguity lingers. The rumors don't die because some want them to be true, or at least believe them, because tragedy makes stories feel weightier. Over on Reddit, things get even darker. Entire threads are dedicated to uncovering the truth about Midlife Stockman. People dig through screenshots, timestamps, Facebook posts, some even claiming to have inside info. One user swore they saw Tessa wearing a hospital bracelet in an old photo. Another insisted she'd left him quietly months before. There's no proof for any of it, but the speculation has taken a life of its own. What starts as curiosity quickly turns into an obsession, with Redditors analyzing every missing wedding ring, shift in Shawn's tone, and every blurred figure in the background of a video. It's both fascinating and a little disturbing, how the internet can twist silence into scandal and empathy into entertainment. Did Shawn ever worry that the mission he chose might cost him his family? That constant stress, meeting requests, hauling debris, the risk of injury and stolen equipment could wear someone thin. He has said his wife supports him, works behind the scenes, helps with calls, deals with logistics. But at night, in some off-camera moment, Shawn confessed in a podcast that there are sleepless nights. Nights where he lies awake thinking of properties he couldn't help, people in danger, tools broken and money drained. Nights where he thinks, am I doing enough? And also, at what cost? Fame, even the kind built on good deeds, comes with shadows that don't show up in thumbnails. Shawn talks about loneliness sometimes, the kind that creeps in after the camera turns off and the gratitude fades. The internet loves you for 5 minutes, but when the noise dies, you're still standing in an empty yard, dirt under your nails, wondering if anyone really sees you beyond the algorithm. That quiet isolation, that ache between purpose and exhaustion, is what makes his story feel painfully real. Because even while helping others reclaim their space, he's still trying to find his own. One dark moment stands out. In the winter, after a series of harsh storms, snow piled up around houses he was going to clean up. The cold was brutal. Some low-income homes lost power and pipes burst. One home he'd committed to help was suddenly inaccessible. The driveway blocked, and the family was trapped in cold. He filmed what he could, sharing the struggle, watching the freezing wind press through cracks, feeling powerless. The video ends not with restoration, but with him pacing in the snow, shivering, thinking, I can't pull miracles out of this freeze. He needed donations, volunteers, tools, but time and weather were against him. Yet even as he shows these moments, some viewers comment, clickbait, titles that begin, after losing everything or darkest days since she's gone. Some of that is sensationalism. Sometimes Shawn clarifies, sometimes he lets the tension linger. The view count goes up, questions flood in. Is his wife okay? Why didn't we see her? What happened to their marriage? All of this leaves a residue, not of scandal, but of human uncertainty. Rumors are not always lies. Sometimes they are unconfirmed shadows that people believe because they want a full answer. And silence is a vacuum. Shawn Stockman is carrying more than just branches and trash. He carries guilt for what he couldn't fix, regret over lost time, fear over personal exposure, and the tension of being public while trying to protect private parts of his life. His wife may be fine, but everything around them, the work, expectations, and storms, pressure's tight. So when people ask, what happened to Midlife Stockman's wife? The truth is, nothing clear. Nothing publicly tragic, but there's a story of erosion, moments almost breaking them, dangers almost costing far more, and rumors perhaps overwhelming reality. Sometimes not saying something loudly becomes louder than anything you can see or touch. As for what's next, it seems Shawn isn't slowing down. He's hinted at expanding his reach, maybe starting a podcast focused on community recovery, or launching a nonprofit branch that trains others to do what he does. Some fans believe he'll shift toward documentary-style storytelling, showing not just the cleanups, but the emotional weight behind them. Others fear burnout, that one more theft or more online rumor could finally push him to disappear for good. Either way, the story isn't over. It's evolving, quietly, stubbornly, and the way real life does when the cameras aren't rolling. So in the end, the truth about Midlife Stockman isn't wrapped in scandal or tragedy, but it's written in sweat, silence, and persistence.